while everyone is at odds with each other, right? Jezebel is sitting back, looking innocent, acting like she had nothing to do with it. Nothing, right? Isn't that scary? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl Khash, founder of Restored by Khash. If you are new here, welcome. I am so glad you found this channel. This is a space for healing, restoration, and real conversations rooted in faith. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with someone who you think needs this message today. Yeah, let's hop right into it. Girl, let me tell you something. It's going to make you look at your friendships a little differently after today. Have you ever been in a friend group where everything seemed fine on the surface, but something always felt off? There was always some type of drama, tension, walking on eggshells, someone always being talked about, always some type of division. And then one day, you and your friends finally get together, compared notes, and realize that it was the same person behind every single conversation. That's not a coincidence. That is a spirit, and it has a name. It is called the Jezebel spirit, right? Let me tell you what Jezebel actually is, right? I'm looking at my notes over here. So I want to be clear, because the church back in the day used to describe Jezebel as, the spirit who wore tight clothing and, very seductive and red lipstick. And they were just trying to seduce men in the church, right? But that is not what this spirit is all about, right? Not even close. So when you talk about the Jezebel spirit, right, you think, you hear about the control, you hear about the manipulation, right? And even division, okay? It can operate through a man or a woman. It doesn't have to be just woman, right? And it is actually one of the most dangerous spirit that you can come into contact with. Amen. So Jezebel can enter a friendship group. It can enter a ministry. It can enter a community. And in 1 Kings 21, it shows us exactly how Jezebel operates, right? Jezebel manipulated, right? She schemed. She used other people to do her dirty work, right? And she destroyed anyone who got in her way. And that she will do, right? That same spirit is still operating today here in 2026. It's just in a different body, right? So let's talk about how Jezebel operates in friendships, right? So it operates in a friend group, right? You'll notice, the first thing you'll notice is she never talks to the whole group, right? It's always pulling this friend to the side, to the private conversations over here, a little whisper here. And then that whisper that she's doing, she's planting seeds, right? Seeds of doubt, seeds of offense, seed of division, right? She'll pull friend A to the side, right? And tell her what friend B said about her. Then she will pull friend B to the side and tell friend A what friend A said about her. The confusion. Do you hear the confusion? And while everyone is at odds with each other, right? Jezebel is sitting back, looking innocent, acting like she had nothing to do with it. Nothing, right? Isn't that scary? That is scary. Nobody realizes it until the damage is already done. Amen. In Proverbs, let's see, 6:16-19, it says, there are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are an abomination to him, and one of them is a person who sows discord, right, among brothers. God hates division, right? And Jezebel's spirit lives for it, right? Let's talk about the key characteristics to watch for, because I want to give you a few characteristics of the Jezebel spirit to watch for. And I want to say I'm only going to touch on a few today. If you want the full list, I'm going to ask you to drop a comment below and I will put it in the comments for you. But for time's sake, I'm just going to give you a few. So number 1, they are never wrong. Never wrong. Every conflict, every falling out, every broken relationship, somehow it is always someone else's fault. They take zero accountability, right? Does that sound familiar? Ladies, check your groups. Number 2, they isolate you from other friends, from other people. The Jezebel spirit does not want you to have a strong relationship outside of them, right? They want to be in the middle of everything, because the moment you have other voices speaking into your life, their control weakens. They get frustrated, they get jealous, they start telling you all sorts of things about the other person, right? Number 3, they are the common denominator in every conflict, right? When you finally sit down with your friends, right, and compare all the notes, every conversation, every story, everything that was said, you realize it all leads back to one person. That is not a coincidence. Amen. That is a pattern, and that pattern has a spiritual root. Number 4, they use your vulnerabilities against you. Whatever you shared in confidence, trust and believe, my God. Whatever you've trusted them with, they will use it against you. When it is time to annihilate you, they will use your most vulnerable moments. They cannot handle your growth, right? The moment you start healing, you start thriving, right? Walking in your purpose, the Jezebel spirit will do everything to pull you back down, because your elevation is a threat to their control. Amen. Let's talk about what to do, right, when you recognize that there's a spirit in your circle. First, I'm going to tell you this. Pray. You are not just dealing with a difficult person. You are dealing with a spirit here, okay? And you got to fight this in the spirit. It requires a spiritual response, right? You need to pray, because you cannot just confront Jezebel like that. Second, pay attention to patterns, not just moments. Anyone can have a bad day, right? But a pattern of manipulation, a pattern of division and control and separation, those are red flags that you cannot ignore. Amen. And number 3, protect your circle. Get your friends together, have the honest conversation, because the Jezebel spirit will lose its power the moment the truth comes to light. Amen. And number 4, do not feel guilty for removing yourself. God does not want you to sit there and take that abuse from Jezebel, right? God will sometimes use the exposure of Jezebel's spirit to purify your circle and align you with the right circle and the right people. So trust the separation process, even when it's painful. Amen. I pray that this message blessed you, right? And if you recognize someone while I was teaching this today, I want you to sit with that. Amen. Sit with it. I don't want you to go starting no conflict. Don't confront out of anger, but pray about it. Seek the Lord and trust him to handle what you cannot, because what God exposes, he also delivers you from. Amen. And the friendships that actually survive the exposure of Jezebel's spirit, those are covenant friendships. Protect them, right? Cherish them, and make sure that you never take those people for granted. Amen. Once again, guys, I pray that this message blessed you. It blessed me. This is something that no one taught me. I had to learn on my own, right? If it did bless you today, please do not keep it to yourself. Share this with someone that needs to hear this. Share this with your friend group. Share this with your community. Share this with your mom, your aunt, your sister, your grandma, your cousin, whoever needs to see this, right? Yeah, and if you want the full list of the Jezebel spirit characteristics, don't hesitate to drop a comment below and I will put it in there for you. And I'll also list the scriptures because those scriptures are very important, right? Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a comment. I would love to hear if you've experienced this in your lifetime. Yeah, and until next time, it's your girl Khash. Take care of yourself and remember, restoration looks good on you. Take care.